USA Sports presents College Football 85. And today, the Cougars of Houston take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Mom Nature has painted a mother-of-pearl gray sky, broken by shafts of fall sunlight. Quite a topping for the Christmas hues of the War Memorial turf and another sellout crowd. Hello, everybody. Eddie Doucette, Kyle Rote Jr. And Kyle, we've got a little improvisation of the prototypes today. Coach Hatfield of Arkansas with the flex bone. Coach Yeoman of the Houston Cougars with the veer tee.
Well, there's no question we will not be deceived. Both the flex bone and the veer will continue to dominate with the run. But particularly here at Arkansas, the flex bone puts a lot of receivers out. I think Arkansas, through that, has been able to develop quite a good passing game.
Well, Houston's defense this year has been very porous. On the other side, Arkansas airtight.
Yeah, if there's one lock in terms of today's game, Arkansas is going to score some points because Houston gives up an average of 32 points a ball game. Arkansas, on the other hand, in the 5 games that this team has lost since Hatfield has taken over, they've never lost by more than a touchdown. They're number 3 in the nation in scoring defense, a tremendous ball club.
Turnovers will be a very important factor in this game today. Arkansas 5-1. They lead this series 6-5, and they want to go to the Cotton Bowl. Houston's 1-5, and all they want is some respect. We'll be right back. In Houston, Arkansas won the toss. However, they have elected to kick off. Houston receives, but as Earl Allen and Anthony catch him deep. And we are underway at War Memorial. And they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line as Earl Allen has received the football and does not get a chance to show you his blazing speed. So Houston, a team that has been a trouble team this year, an enigmatic team, will take over at the 20-yard line. All they come up with is 362.7 yards total offense. The wideouts, and now the offensive line, Heitman, Johnson, Shopey, Gant, and Jackson. In the backfield, they'll start with Gerald Landry. There he is right there. He is playing with a bad hamstring and a couple of bad elbows, and right away we have a flaw. With him is Raymond Tate and Michael Simmons in the backfield. So the officials right off the top here, Kyle, have got a call to make as a flag is thrown.
There is the call. It's been a problem for Houston all season long. Yeoman has said he's had 2 problems. Intensity 1. The second is lacking discipline to execute on the very first play. A missed execution on the snap.
Referee Doyle Jackson, he'll have his mitts full for sure. As the Houston Ball Club will start it out with Anthony Ketchum for Bill Yeoman. He'll come out split to the near side. He is a very fine receiver with excellent speed, and he's averaging 12.5 yards a catch. They'll give it to Raymond Tate. And Raymond Tate is wrapped up first by Nick Miller, the linebacker. Tate averaging 3.7 yards a carry. There he is right there. Tate, actually a running back, moved into that fullback spot. Defensively, Williams, Beecham, Cherico, and Jones for Arkansas. And it's a terrific defense with Dudley, Miller, and Basil, the linebackers. They'll have a rover back in there. That's Otis Lloyd with Wyatt, Gatson, and Lasker, the deep man. All set to go. 2nd down and 6. They gave him 4. And it's complete to Larry Shepard, the split end. On the tackle that time, Greg Gatson getting an opportunity to start. A tough position for him. The previous 2 starting cornerbacks on the right side have both gone out with shoulder injuries the last 2 weeks.
Very quickly, we see the opportunity and the variation of the veer, being able to spring receivers out into the open, and particularly trying to get in just behind the linebacker, something that Yeoman talked about yesterday at practice that they had to be able to take advantage of.
1st down and 10. Man coming in motion is Shepard. On the give and nowhere to go against a very tough rushing defense. Raymond Tate, and he's tackled by Nick Miller. And keep in mind that the rush of Arkansas only allows 93.7 yards per game. That is number 9 in the country, and their total defense allotment is 235.8 per game, and they'll only allow you 9 points a game. So you're talking about one of the best defenses in the land.
And they have a lot of confidence against this Houston veer because they've only allowed them 9 points the last 3 times they've played. They haven't given up a touchdown to this veer offense in the last 3 years.
2nd and 10. That's Landry. And just over the 40-yard line, Gerald Landry, the ball carrier, and brought down over there by number 13, Calvin Williams, the starting defensive left end. There's Landry. 3 interceptions so far. He's a good one, but he's had injury problems, as I mentioned. Both elbows and a hamstring that is bothering him right now. So for Houston, they get 5 yards. And Bill Yeoman's club, a stumbling Houston team, a team that went to the Cotton Bowl last year, averaging 22.5 points a game, but giving up about 32. And thus far, 1-5. Landry. That's Simmons. Oh, is he belted. Dave Dudley, outside backer to that short side of the field. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Cougars. That means that Robert Myers, who's averaging over 41 yards a kick, will be in to do some booting here. And back all by himself, standing on his 15-yard line, is Bobby Joe Edmonds. Bobby Joe, and he's one of the flyers they've got on this Arkansas Razorback team. Good kick. Real good kick. From the 2. Bobby Joe to the 9-yard line. A 7-yard return for a man that averages 9.7 yards per kick, and Larry Ball made the tackle. We're underway in Arkansas. No score, the Razorbacks and the Cougars.
Winning football selections released today only. Hi, I'm Mike Villani with All-American Sports, your nationwide source for winning college and pro football selections. If you call right now, we'll release tonight's NCAA 10-star winning point spread selection to you absolutely free. Our highly trained football analysts, together with our extensive network of field scouts, have just handicapped in advance tonight's top-rated 10-star winning NCAA selection, and it's yours absolutely free just for calling. It's from All-American Sports, your source for winning football selections. But wait, here's a bonus. Today's callers also receive next week's issue of Early Action, football's only pregame preview of all major college and pro football matchups. So call All-American now at 1-800-645-5656 for your free top-rated winning point spread selection and the new copy of football's only pregame preview, Early Action. That's All-American Sports, the source for winning football selections. Call now, 1-800-645-5656.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium, Andy Upchurch, the injured center for Arkansas.
As they started off, and Greg Thomas, the quarterback, to throw. And going deep. And missing his man, Donnie Centers, who is the fastest man on the Razorback team, as Earl Allen locked on to him. And it'll be his responsibility all day long to work with Shebest and Centers. Offensively, Thomas with Rouse, Miller, and Foreman. They play the flex bone. The tight ends are Young, and Donnie Centers is the split end. Has the offensive line with Williams, Park, White, Beckett, and McGee. Shebest is in there now, and he is a flyer. #1 receiver in the Southwest Conference a year ago, and there's Greg Thomas, the quarterback. He's out just shy of the 15-yard line. Earl Allen, one of the cornerbacks, came over to make the hit on him. So Allen with a big responsibility, perhaps more than anyone here in the game today. College Football 85 is brought to you by Delco Electronics. You'll love our music system, too much to leave them. By Mita, all we make are great copiers. By the United States Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. By Certainty, manufacturer of America's finest quality home insulation. And by new Mobil Super Unleaded, the high-octane gasoline with a plus. 3rd down and 6. Greg Thomas has come out. Cal Cagney's come in at quarterback. And as they try to make the move on the give that time, tackled by Gary McGuire, as Foreman, the fullback, was the ball carrier.
They're going to have to measure this one. We mentioned Andy Upchurch at the open of the Arkansas possession. He will not be played in the All-Southwest Conference Center last year. Brian White has had to come in for Upchurch, who has that sprained knee. One of the key injuries that this Arkansas team has had. 2 different cornerbacks, Kevin Anderson, Rich Brothers, have also been out. Raven Caldwell, their incredible defensive end, is out with a fractured kneecap. And so injuries have caused some problems here at Arkansas, but they're still playing quite well.
Right now, we have 11:13 to play here in the first quarter. With a 4th down and 1, they hustle the kicking unit on the field. Greg Horn will kick it. I mean, they came roaring out there. And back in twin safety to receive, standing at the 40-yard line. Houston sending back deep now. And on the catch that time, number 30 was back. That was Orsby Crenshaw, a defensive back, and they go nowhere. So Houston will take over. First and 10, no score with 11:02 in the quarter.
Introducing something new and rather amazing. A super high-octane gasoline with twice the detergent it had before to give you a plus. A detergent strong enough to actually clean dirty fuel injectors to give your car power and performance it didn't have before. New Mobile Super Unleaded, high-octane with a plus.
Memorial here in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a nifty day with 11:02 in the quarter, and Houston with possession of the football just shy of the 30. They'll have Simmons and Tate, the running backs, and that tier option, or veer option, and they'll run a triple option, so there'll be all kinds of action. Shepard, one of the wide receivers. Landry on the keeper and tripped up going around the corner. Nick Miller, one of the inside linebackers and their leading tackler so far in 1985, was the hitter on the play. You see Landry, number 3, a very fine, talented young man who holds 7 game and career records here at Houston.
Nick Miller really saved a big gain here as he went out. He was able to trip Landry up, but Landry had plenty of room to pick up even bigger yardage, despite the fact that Greg Laster would have stopped him after about 4 or 5 more.
We'll give him 4 yards on it. Call it 2nd down and 6. Bernard Giddings has now come in at a wide out, and he'll stretch to the near side. They'll split a man out on top as well, and that's Larry Shepard. Split backs, triple option. Landry. And out of bounds at the 43-yard line. David Basil was the fellow that shoved him OB. He's from Panama City, Florida. And Bill Yeomans, who's been in this game a long time, head coach at Houston 24 years. And what more could you say about a fellow that has a winning percentage of over 60%? He's won 156, he's lost 96, and he's tied 8. But against Arkansas, does not have a winning percentage. He's won 4 and lost 5. First down and 10. Shepard in motion. Simmons. Simmons tries to run the middle. Basil, the linebacker, after support help from Jericho and Jones, and Beecham up front. And Kyle, they don't have a big defensive line. All they try and do is tie him up and let the linebackers get the credit.
Well, they just have tremendous speed. There's Tony Jericho, the nose guard, and he's able to play off the blocks as they try the counter trap series inside, and Houston is not going to have much success with that with Jericho there. 2nd
down 10. Gerald Landry. 2nd and 9 is what they're calling it now. And Landry trying to turn in, can do none of that. Nick Miller again is there, along with Gerald Jones, 6'4", 233 pounds, a senior right there. There he is, number 76. Very impressive defense. They've only allowed 5 touchdowns in 1985, and only 2 of those in the last 3 games. And this Arkansas defense has recovered 8 fumbles. They have 9 interceptions. 2 of those have gone for touchdowns, and they have 19 sacks. 3rd and 8. No score, 9:04. First quarter action. Gerald Landry. And it's intercepted. Kevin Wyatt. And there he goes. But he goes out of bounds. And he did, tight-roping at the 34-yard line. OB, Kevin Wyatt. And Kyle, what were we saying about turnovers at the outset?
Well, and particularly because Landry has not had too many interception problems this year. Last year had 18 interceptions. This year, I believe only 4, so or 5 this year. So he's done much better. But here's Kevin Wyatt, who's really made a name for himself against Houston. Last year had 2 interceptions against Houston. Also had a blocked field goal.
Cal Cagney, the quarterback. And on the give, he tries Carl Miller, one of the running backs, and Gary McGuire, an inside linebacker, the tackler on the play, just a hair over the 30, inside the 30, and they're going to spot it on the 30-yard line, so give him 4 on it. 2nd down and 6. James Shebest has come out, and Donnie Centers has come in. They've only lost twice in War Memorial in the last 5 years. They love to play here at Fayetteville, about 3 hours away. There's the full bone. Fumble, and I believe, well, it looked like one of the Arkansas players, his Foreman, the fullback, tried to get a handle on it. May have fallen on his own ball. It was dropped. So there he is, Marshall Foreman, who is a cousin to George, the former heavyweight champion of the world. So it'll stay at 3rd down and 6. 7:59 and rolling. Donnie Centers has come out. James Shebest has come in. 2 flyers right there. If Shebest is having a big day, he'll be playing the most. But right now, they're rotating them in, and they'll messenger in with the split receivers. 3rd and 6. Calcagney. And Calcagney, who is the better passer of the 2, trying to go to Shebest on a turnout, couldn't get to him. So it's a 4th down and 6, ball at the 30.
Here's the coverage for Shebest, number 25, as he moves down the field. He's going against Earl Allen. Turns Allen to the outside. Had good separation between the defensive back. It was just a poorly thrown pass.
Kendall Traynor is going to have to get some pressure early, Kyle, and he won the kicking chores this week. Has no attempts to show for 1985. He's a freshman walk-on that earned a scholarship, and he'll get his first shot. Ball will be spotted. It will be a 46-yarder, and it's on the way. Good! Arkansas 3, Houston nothing. Now a 47-yard field goal for the young man right there, who was not even figuring to kick. In fact, they were thinking about redshirting him this year. Kendall Traynor, who is from Fredonia, Kansas. He's only a town of 3,500. He'll kick right now to kick off.
The reason everyone is so excited is that's all they needed to beat Texas last week, as they lost to Texas 15-13. Greg Horn, who missed 3 field goals last week, has been the field goal kicker, and that's why Kendall Traynor has been received with such joy.
Allen and Crenshaw back. That hit Allen, I believe, and it'll go out of the end zone. And a flag was thrown on the field. We'll have to wait to see what it is about. So Kendall Traynor with a little wind to his back. The wind is northeast, 10 miles an hour, 63 degrees. And now we have an offsides called here against the University of Houston. So let's see what Arkansas decides to do here.
My guess is they're going to decline it and just take the ball on the 20.
Well, that's about what they had hoped for, I think, when they tried to get the kick away. One thing they're trying to do, Kyle, let's keep it away from Allen. Bill Yeoman. Played at Army, assistant coach at Michigan State, been down here 24 years. He's a very fine man right there. All set to go. Here we are now, 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Landry, he'll be in there with Tate and Simmons, the running back. Stretched out in the slot, Carl Hilton. Keep an eye on him. He's a guy they have to go to. He's their tight end. They pitch it back to Simmons. And Nick Miller, the linebacker, makes the tackle right there. 6'3", 218 pounds, as Simmons was the ball carrier. Simmons averaging 5.2 yards a carry, and he has 5 touchdowns in 1985. So they give him 3. It's on the 23-yard line. Ricky Williams, a brilliant young sophomore linebacker. They say maybe one of the best they've ever had here, will replace David Basil. 2nd and 7. Landry, the quarterback. Shepard to the right side, split. And the defense is all over the football. Rodney Beecham is the tackler.
And to defense the veer, you have to have a lot of discipline. If you're an over-anxious team, you have problems because you have to isolate 1 against 1. And you can't have all of your defensive people go after the ball. Here Landry picks up good yardage, and I'm sure what Bill Yeoman will do today, as he always has done, make the defense stop the inside game first. As soon as they stop the inside game, then he'll use the outside pitch a lot more.
3rd and 2. Nice catch. Receiver that time, Anthony Catcham, had to come back with the ball that was thrown behind him, and Greg Gatson, the cornerman, on the stop for a 1st down and 10.
So Landry drops back, and Ketchum has single coverage, and he does just what his name implies, even though this ball is not thrown very well, and is able to pick up the 1st down.
2nd 1st down passing for the Cougars. There's Landry.
Little play action move to try to hold the linebackers to provide that space for Ketchum to be able to turn into.
Raymond Tate. Well, he was a running back, as I mentioned, till last week, and they lost Pearson, their regular fullback, so they had to move him up. And Landry, the quarterback, the junior from Beaumont, Texas.
Here's a look at the veer, and you see it again. The first option is the dive series, and if the defense isn't stopping that, you see the double team against the defensive tackle. The tackles have to be very strong to defense the veer, and then obviously you've got the pitch option on the outside. So you really have 3 running plays off the veer setup.
Landry. And Landry tripped up that time by Greg Lasker. Very fast. He's a big hitter, and Landry with a beautiful fake that time on the dive with a good keeper right here. What a fake.
There's a look right there. The linebackers go for it, and we can see right there the athletic ability of Landry. If he gets some room, he's going to pick up some big yards.
So Arkansas trying to tighten it up. They want to go to the Cotton Bowl. They've not been there since '76. 3rd and 3. Houston was there last year. Giddings into the wideout. And Tony Cherico, the nose guard from Shawnee Mission, tackling Landry, and now we have a 4th down situation. With Landry, a very crafty, shifty runner.
Well, this is a sprint out option after the reverse out to try to give Landry the opportunity to throw the ball to an open man who was double teamed, the wide receiver was, or to make the run. They forced Landry with the double team to run, and he didn't pick up enough yardage.
Bobby Joe Edmonds is back. Another fine kick here by Robert Myers. But it's too good, and it'll go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. So we have already seen multiple 50-plus yard kicks here this afternoon. It's 3-0 Arkansas. We'll be right back. Going is they have McGuire and Sexton, the linebackers, and Arkansas has pulled their 2 jumbo guards in the game, the 2nd unit guards, to provide some up-front blocking. And that time, Carl Miller can get no room at all. They have Freddie Childress, who weighs 305 pounds, a freshman in there at right guard, the biggest they've ever had here, and John Stitton, a 295-pounder on the left side.
And we're looking at right here is T.J. Turner, the 2nd-team All-American last year, trying to get some penetration into the backfield, a possible Lombardi Outland Trophy candidate. Unfortunately, with the way the team's playing, will probably not get that kind of recognition.
James Shebest is split to the left side. And caught at the 30-yard line. So Shebest pulling in the pass that time, as Cal Cagney is in there directing the offense, and Earl Allen makes the hit.
Well, Cal Cagney came in relief against Texas, did very, very well. Here this pass is right on the mark. Leads Shebest a little bit. Shebest makes a spectacular catch. All Southwest Conference last year, 51 receptions, a lot of touchdowns, and he at one time, Eddie, talked about transferring because when Hatfield took over the Arkansas program, he had never heard of Hatfield and felt like with the type of offense that he ran at Air Force that he would not see the ball very much.
The first down for Arkansas is what we've got. Shebest also, incidentally, got more playing time last year when Donnie Centers had a shoulder injury. This year, Shebest having a split time with Centers, and his numbers aren't quite as impressive, although good. There's Cal Cagney. Now, jog your memory a little bit here, Kyle. Remember Ron Cal Cagney? Now, this is the young brother. Ron Cal Cagney was a fine player here in Arkansas also.
Take a look at the isolation here. Randy Thornton, number 1, the cornerback, is going to be taking on Carl Miller, and that forces Cal Cagney to run. Again, to defense these option type of offenses, you have to have tremendous discipline in the defense to match off 1 against 1.
2nd down situation. Carl Miller. And Miller tackled on the play by Ken Blunston and Kevin Alexander. Blunston, incidentally, 6'6", 261. And he's got room to put on some pounds. He's going to get even bigger. 3rd down situation, the Razorbacks and the Houston Cougars. Well, this is a beautiful stadium here in Little Rock. Donnie Centers is in there now. He's split out to the left side as they go to a full bone. On the fake to Foreman, Cal Cagney on the keeper, and Gary McGuire, the sophomore linebacker from Silsbee, Texas. Make sure he can get no further than that, but he gets a 1st down.
On the replay, it's pretty obvious early on that they're going to try to shut out the outside game and force Cal Cagney to run. Cal Cagney, not a great runner. They just want to see if he can pick up some yardage. He's not nearly as dangerous a quarterback as Gerald Landry is in terms of running. And it's obvious Houston's going to try to cut out the outside game of Arkansas and force Cal Cagney to do a job running himself.
Arkansas has just changed their tight ends. Theo Young is in. And on the give to Foreman that time, a couple of yards on a first down situation. Eddie Gilmore, the middleman on that 5-man front. Actually, they'll play 3 down linemen and a couple of light outside backers up sometimes in the line, so it'll give you a 5-2 look. But Gilmore, the man that sits right in the middle, and why wouldn't he at 300 pounds? He made the stop. Shebest checks back in for Arkansas. Centers has come out. Arkansas will rush for 272 plus yards per game, around 380 yards total offense. Cal Cagney. And to the 45-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 1, maybe 2.
It's another example. Load up inside on the fullback dive, cut out the outside pitch. Cal Cagney will have a lot of carries before this day is over if they continue to run the option.
Down close to the end of the first quarter. 3-0. For our local cable systems, your 1-minute break will follow the first quarter. We'll repeat for our local cable systems, your 1-minute break will follow the first quarter. Cal Cagney. Donnie Centers. And the speed of Centers got behind the deep secondary.
The only reason Centers became, or that Shebest became an All-Southwest Conference player last year is because this man, Donnie Centers, was injured after the 3rd game. Here's another look at the pattern. Takes a little flag post pattern and really gets the defensive back turned around. And before Earl Allen was able to catch up to him, Shebest just picked up big yardage.
37-yard completion. Pitch back, Sammy Van Dyke, and he can't get it done as he gets down close to the 16-yard line. Sammy Van Dyke, a sophomore from Dallas. McGuire and McManus, a couple of linebackers, inside and out. And part of what it's all about right there. Theo Young comes out. Luther Franklin comes in, and that is it. The end of the first quarter. For our local cable systems across the land on USA, we're going to take a break. It's 3-0 Arkansas from Little Rock. Second down. Shebest is in there. Ball on the 15. And Marshall Foreman carrying the pigskin that time. McManus and Robert Jones, the free safety. McManus, a linebacker, stopped him. And here he is.
1984, Marshall Foreman was the #1 rusher for this team. This year, they've gone more to the deeper backs.
He rushed for over 800 yards last year, Kyle. And
Sure
I asked somebody about that, why he's not getting quite as many numbers as he had in '84. And they said, well, most of the teams are playing, their defenses are keying on him, so they've had to go more to the other running backs to give him an opportunity to block a little more.
Sure, teams read press guides just like we do, and last year they basically tried to close off the outside game against Arkansas, which always allowed Foreman to get the opportunity to run inside. This year they're doing it a little bit differently, trying to force the inside game and trying to cut out the outside game.
First and goal. Ball is inside the 8, close to the 7-yard line. Shebest is in. Arkansas in the second quarter with a 3-0 lead. They have beaten Houston the last 3 times they've met. And Carl Miller tries to turn it in behind the center that time. Kevin Alexander, outside linebacker, the stopper on the play. Miller averages short of 4 yards a carry. And McManus was also in there. Give the tackle, in fact, to McManus.
Here's Carl Miller, about 10 pounds lighter than he played last year, a lot quicker. Kenny Hatfield says he'll have a tremendous season. Had a little bit of difficulty this early part of the season with the sprained ankle, but he doesn't show any signs of that.
Second down from the 5. Foreman, touchdown, Arkansas. Kendall Trainer in to kick now. The holder is Jamie Luters. And it's good. So Trainer's off to a terrific start. A field goal and an extra point. He is perfect so far in 85.
Whether it's the flex bone or the veer, you've got to be able to cut out the inside game. Good double team blocking by the offensive line of Arkansas, and Miller is able to pick up his 5th touchdown of the year. There's some reach blocking by the offensive line. Very difficult to do in goal line. Reaching meaning that you're not nose over the man. And we've got a 10-0 ball game as the Razorbacks lead it.
And so far, it's 10-0 Arkansas on USA's College Football 85. And they love their Hogs, their Razorbacks. And we'll see a feature on that at halftime today, how it all started, and get an idea what that mascot is all about. There's Kendall Trainer. 47-yard field goal, extra point, good start. Earl Allen, deep man to the near side. Far side, Anthony Ketchum. And that's quite a name for a wide receiver, isn't it? Anthony Ketchum.
Well, it could only be better if you had another receiver by the name of Jet, which they also seem to have. Jet Brown, number 23.
Earl Allen to the 20, to the 22. And Earl Allen, who returned 198 yards against Boston College in the Cotton Bowl, gets it back to the 22-yard line before Nathaniel White is the man that pulls him down. There's Earl Allen right there. And as far as the scoring drive is concerned, 80 yards, 12 plays, 5:03, and that Foreman 5-yard touchdown run did it. And Arkansas riding pretty good right now. Nick Miller's come out. Eric Whitted has come in as a linebacker for the University of Arkansas. Split backs. Landry on the keeper. And Landry out of bounds at the 42-yard line, ridden out by Greg Lasker. Lasker's a good athlete, one of the fastest on the club.
Well, it's going to take someone with about 4.4 speed to catch up with Gerald Landry. As we've told you, if Landry breaks into the secondary, he's got the speed and the athletic ability to really pick up big yardage as he does there. Lasker, the safety, who also has the job of covering their incredible tight end, Carl Hilton. That is incredible for Houston.
Miller replaces Whitted as a linebacker. Landry on the option pitch back to Michael Simmons. And it's Otis Lloyd, the rover back, that pulled him down. Simmons last year averaged 5'4", this year 5'2". Very consistent ball carrier.
Take a look at Carl Hilton, number 84 here, their outstanding receiver who moves in on the option, trying to pull people away. He read the defense to such a degree that he thought the pass would be made, and he was open momentarily, but they decided to go ahead and run the full option out to Simmons.
Second down coming now. Quarterback is Landry. Houston has got to start going to Hilton. He's their main man. Landry. And Anthony Ketchum is there, but a flag is thrown on the play. Charles Washington, the cornerback, was up there. He's number 4. And there's going to be an interference call right here. Now, the play started on the 44-yard line. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, Landry had real good protection, but it looked like while the left hand of Washington got the ball, the right hand was on the back before the ball arrived. And you didn't have too much of an argument. Washington, the 3rd string right cornerback, as Kevin Anderson and Richard Brothers have left the Arkansas defense with injuries, both of them out with dislocated right shoulders.
Referee here, Doyle Jackson. First down and 10. Another first down. Tate and Simmons, the running backs. Hilton is stretching the slot in the right side. Landry goes nowhere. Oh, boy. Big Calvin Williams. He got a chance to take a whack at him from behind that time. He's from Greenville, Texas. Watch him.
We're going to take a look here at Raymond Tate, number 33, as he moves into the line. Not a very good fake there. Didn't fake anyone out, including Calvin Williams, number 13, who comes around from the backside. Nick Miller, 47, the linebacker, also there. Arkansas linebackers rarely drop back into pass coverage. They love to stay at the line of scrimmage.
Second down long. Landry lost 2 on that. And it's intercepted, intended for Ketchum. Not a well-thrown ball, and that's Charles Washington at the 29-yard line. him, couldn't catch it. It's another turnover.
Well, Charles Washington, like Kevin Wyatt before him, just standing back there, and not a well-thrown ball. You see the wobble, little wounded duck, not a tight spiral. The ball thrown too high once again. And Gerald Landry is a great runner, but his passing has some work to do.
First down and 10 for Razorbacks. And the pitch back to James Rouse, the brilliant young freshman running back from Little Rock. Boy, they love him here. And there's Charles Washington, the man that made the interception. 10-0, Arkansas. As you look at that defense, and boy, it's a terrific defense. We keep telling you about it, but we might underscore it because it's one of the best in the country. Centers has come out. Shebest has come back in for Arkansas. Cal Cagney, the quarterback, and overthrowing the intended receiver, Shebest, on a turnout. He was at the 45, and he overthrew him by 4 yards on the play. Shebest with excellent speed, and believe it or not, he is from Houston, Texas, playing here in Arkansas against the team from his hometown.
A lot of folks from Texas for this Arkansas squad. One of the folks yesterday was telling us that there are more high school football players in the Houston area than there are in the total state of Arkansas. So it's no surprise that Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Arkansas do a lot of recruiting in the state of Texas.
Under 12 to play in the half. Cal Cagney, the quarterback. Cal Cagney. And although the word was that he wasn't a better runner than Thomas, he's shown some fine running ability here. And Randy Thornton, the strong safety from New Orleans, Louisiana, makes the tackle.
Take a look at the block on the linebacker and the little peel. We had an opportunity here for Van Dyke, Sammy Van Dyke, number 21, to pick up big yardage too, as Cal Cagney had either choice, the quarterback keeper, which he took for the first down, or to pitch out to Sammy Van Dyke, who was also open.
Shebest is split to the near side. Cal Cagney with Foreman. Now they've got Derek Tomics in there at a fullback. Cal Cagney with Shebest open. And they'll mark it at the 23.5-yard line. Confusion in the deep secondary for Houston.
The only reason that wasn't a touchdown is because here, as we look at the good play action, and it looks like the option, the secondary was totally fooled, came up trying to support the run, and Shebest was able to get behind by 10 yards and just stumbled as he caught the ball, but did catch the ball, the most important thing. And another first down for Arkansas.
36 yards on the hookup that time. First down and 10. Ball just shy of the 23, and they'll go to Derek Thomas this time, the backup fullback, and Eddie Gilmore. That massive nose guard wrapped him up right there at the line of scrimmage. Gilmore is 6'2", 200 to make that 300 pounds. That's a hog nose, huh?
When you have the number 8 rushing offense in the land, as Arkansas does, almost 275 yards a game in rushing, you have a tendency to be able to pull the secondary up.
It's 10-0 Arkansas. We're coming back.